It was a crisp autumn evening in the small town of Willow Creek, where everyone knew each other's names and secrets never stayed buried for long. Amelia Carter had always been a woman of warmth and kindness, a devoted wife to her husband, Daniel, and a loving mother to their only daughter, Sophie. For years, she had built a life filled with love, trust, and unwavering loyalty. But in one tragic moment, everything she believed in came crashing down. That evening, Amelia had prepared a special dinner: roast chicken, mashed potatoes, and the homemade apple pie that Daniel loved so much. It was their anniversary, and although life had its challenges, she cherished the small moments of togetherness. She set the table with their finest china, lit the candles, and waited. But hours passed, and Daniel never showed up. Worried, she tried calling him, but the calls went unanswered. She sent messages, no response. Something wasn't right. Daniel was always punctual, always respectful of her time. The gnawing pit in her stomach grew into a deep sense of unease. With her heart pounding, she grabbed her keys and decided to drive to his office. Maybe he was caught up in work, maybe something had come up, but nothing could have prepared her for the truth that was waiting to shatter her world. When Amelia arrived at Daniel's office, the lights were off and the parking lot was empty. Confused, she turned back toward her car, but then she saw it. Daniel's car parked a few blocks down, outside an apartment complex she didn't recognize. She approached cautiously, her breath quickening. Her mind raced with possibilities, each one worse than the last. And then, through the dimly lit window of an apartment on the second floor, she saw him. Daniel. But he wasn't alone. In the embrace of another woman, he laughed, carefree, as if the vows he had taken meant nothing. The woman, young and strikingly beautiful, ran her fingers through his hair, whispering something in his ear. Amelia felt her heart clench, her knees weaken. A deep betrayal coursed through her veins, the kind that turned love into something dark and unrecognizable. For a moment, she couldn't move. She couldn't breathe. The man she had loved, the father of her child, had been lying to her all along. But the worst part wasn't just the affair. It was the fact that he had made her believe in a future that never existed. Tears stung her eyes, but she refused to let them fall. Not here. Not now. With slow, measured steps, she returned to her car, gripping the steering wheel with white-knuckled fury. She could confront him right then, expose his lies, let her rage consume her. But no, that would be too easy. If Daniel had chosen to betray her, then he needed to feel the weight of his actions. He needed to suffer the way she was suffering now. The next morning, Amelia didn't say a word. She cooked breakfast as usual, kissed Sophie on the forehead, and carried on as if everything was fine. Daniel acted as if nothing had happened. He smiled, he chatted, he kissed her cheek before heading off to work, oblivious to the storm brewing inside her. But Amelia had a plan. Over the next few weeks, she gathered every piece of evidence she needed. Bank statements, phone records, secret rendezvous, all neatly documented. She didn't just want to leave him. She wanted to make sure he lost everything. With the help of a lawyer, she set the wheels in motion, ensuring that their home, their assets, and custody of Sophie would be rightfully hers. And then, on the morning of what Daniel thought would be an ordinary day, Amelia handed him the envelope. Divorce papers. His face went pale. "Amelia, what is this?" She looked at him, unwavering. "This is what you deserve." Daniel stammered, tried to deny, tried to beg. But Amelia had heard enough lies. She had spent too many nights believing in a love that never truly existed. And now she was free. As she walked away, holding Sophie's hand, she felt the weight lift from her shoulders. The betrayal had broken her, but it had also given her strength. She wasn't just a woman scorned. She was a woman reborn. And Daniel, he was left standing there, watching the life he had taken for granted slip away, knowing that he had lost the one thing he could never replace, her.